Scavenger went a long way in getting me involved in some of the revamped titles coming out of Valiant. And yet when I saw Bloodshot issue #1 on the shelves, I wasn't terribly interested. To me, it kind of looked like a Rambo with superpowers kind of crazy story, and it wasn't something that I was kind of keen on. Now that the trade paperbacks come out, I'm actually really glad we went back and had a look.
Yeah, look, I haven't read the original incarnation of Bloodshot either, so I wasn't sure what to expect. But it starts with what seems to be a fairly standard story. An ex-military guy called Ray Garrison comes out of retirement to rescue his buddy who's been captured by enemy forces.
Yeah. But then a few pages in, you find out that everything this poor guy knows about himself is a lie. Even his own name. Referred to only by the code name Bloodshot, he's the subject of a secret military program called Project Rising Spirit, which has injected him with nanomachines that make him damn near unkillable.
Which in itself is pretty sweet, even if it does leave you with grey skin, red eyes and a weird red circle on your chest. But in order to keep him under control, Bloodshot's handlers have filled his head with lies and false memories.
Absolutely. Dwayne Swazinski has done a really great job at creating this bait and switch story, which is a million miles away from the kind of dumb, gung-ho, gun-toting story I thought it was going to be. It actually brings up some really interesting points, everything from the ethics of the military straight through to, you know, how much memories define a person.
Yeah, but don't worry, there is also some disturbingly visceral violence for those of you who like to see a bit of carnage. The nanomachines in Bloodshot's body will repair almost any injury, so there's plenty of times when he takes obscene amounts of physical damage, as well as dishing out plenty to other people in return.
Yeah, I found it quite interesting that he jokingly throws out this threat about ripping somebody's arm off and beating them to death with it, and then actually rips somebody's arm off. Doesn't beat them to death with it, but
no, he
still,
comes short of that. I hadn't actually
pretty gruesome.
thought of that connection. That's actually quite funny. And between Manuel Garcia and Arturo Lozzi, the injuries all look fantastic, just beautifully over the top. There's a real sense of joyous mayhem to the artwork in this trade that I really enjoyed.
All up, I thought this was a really nice surprise of a story, considering I was, you know, very dismissive of it when I first saw it. And I'm really looking forward to reading a bit more about Bloodshot and as he kind of finds out those answers about who he is.
Yeah.
Who is this guy? I'm giving this one a rather surprising buy.
Yeah, look, I think I was pretty much hooked as soon as that first twist kicked out.
Totally.
And it doesn't take a breath after that, does it? It just hammers straight along, and it's just fun, explosive fun. So yeah, I'm giving it a buy as well.
Cool.